Greetings, Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past randomizer fans, and welcome. We have a playoff match for you, the conference semifinals. It is said to be the first race, but it's actually the game 3 between JKLOL and Zelda and Chill. The runners of the Courage Pendant are Laoria and deritypeels, and we will be seeing which team will take the advantage. Currently, they are locked up in a 1-1 tie, so the winner of this match will go on to being 2-1, and then will be one match away from making the conference finals. I'm Danny Music. I am joined today by John Snoo. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing all right, Danny, and we got a really good match to look forward to here. Both these team members here are going to be sweating to try to break off this 1-1, and both of their records on their single games so far haven't been that great for this league season. So they're trying to get that breakaway point, trying to break both of their own kind of rough streaks that they've been having, and see where we go from here. Ooh, we're going on Leo's side already.
All right, and indeed, the uncle is also going. His planet needs him. Our planet needs these runners too.
Needs to escape to the ship.
All right, so we got one of our green rupees out of the way early. That's very nice, very nice. So this is casual boots. The runners will start with the boots as well as a sword, and we'll be going through standard mode, so the Hyrule Castle clear is first.
Yep, and we already had a map check on Darity's side. It seemed like a 5-6 was on Desert, and we had a blue pendant on Tower of Hera.
Awesome, glad you caught that, because that was way too fast for me.
Ooh, hammer.
Yeah, that's a nice item to start out with.
Got a very early hammer. Should make quick work of these guards on the way down to Zelda's cell.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, we're going to have these boots here for this escape. So there should be a pretty nice and sonic super speedy escape sequence from both of our runners here.
Yep. Both runners will have the same challenge in front of them, basically. Get out of this sequence collecting all of the items as quickly as possible. Since we start with the boots, we don't have to worry about whether or not we find a bomb, since we can check the 3 items in the back just by bonking into that bomb wall.
Well, you know, they say that life has many challenges as long as you run face first into them, and that's what we got to do to get those items in the back. Just run face first into them.
Yeah, I dig that attitude. Speaking of digging, we just found a shovel in the Hyrule Castle map chest.
Seems like we're going to get pretty punny here in this comm booth.
Well, that is a nice one that you can route in since you found it early.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so...
nice. But
as we find our Hyrule Castle small key that had to be somewhere, any early predictions for how this seed is going to progress? We already have the early hammer. What do you think our go mode item is going to be? Personally, I'm gonna bet anything but Ice Rod. I'd like to see a mandatory flute go mode. I think that would be interesting.
I think a hook shot.
Ooh, hookshot go mode with Swamp Palace as a crystal or a pendant?
Either way, to be honest, it could fluctuate both ways.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Swamp Palace being a crystal.
Okay, I like it. That way it's not a hover seed.
Or full waste of our time. But we both of us have our maidens. Our nice princess taking her on the way to the old man in the sanctuary church. To bless us on our rando journeys. To bless the chest that we open. Amen, question mark.
Yeah, we both have boomerangs as well.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of items that you're supposed to find in Hyrule Castle.
That's awfully French vanilla, huh? Did we find out the stun prize yet, though? We should get a quick check on that. Either runner will figure that out here soon.
Mm-hmm. Yep, don't believe we know that yet, since both have the hammers equipped.
And both of them just have the boots. They're just trying to get out of here. They want to go feel the rain on their skin, but then by the time they get out of here, the rain's going to stop. Oh, I hear the Octopath MSU. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So Leo with a very slight lead as the runners push the statue, the swords out of the way of the throne room and make their way to the back sewers.
Making our way to the Dark Cross chest here. Gonna see it on Leo's side first. Just a map.
All right, that means we actually have to check the sanctuary chest.
So if I counted correctly, that means that the secret passage chest and the sanctuary chest should have all items.
Yep, that's right.
Wonder what we're gonna get. If we get hook shot immediately, I'm just done.
Well, if we get hookshot immediately, we'll have to find another go mode item.
Yeah, we'll have to switch. We'll have to switch it up. I'll call a redo or a mulligan. We're golfing, right? That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we even got the shovel. We can dig a hole and then golf into it. But the back of escape doesn't really have much of anything, unfortunately.
Nope. All up to the sanctuary chest. Ooh, Leo trying to get her bonk tech there. She didn't get it that time, though. That gave Darity a little bit of time back. Very tiny, very... Oh, wow, okay.
Huh. I guess that's technically a French vanilla lamp.
Yep. And here's the same map check from Leo's side. So now they're even.
Yep, Eastern is a crystal.
Ooh, this is the Tressa sound pack specifically for the Octopath one.
Nice. It's a gorgeous soundtrack.
I played that game so much. It's such a good game. And we got blue roops out of the bonk rocks.
Both runners get those blue rupees to make their rupee count exactly even at 26. We still haven't picked the stun prize yet.
Yeah, we should really check that actually here, to be honest. But we didn't. We just chucked the sign into slime and called it a day. What's on the bush crab, though? Ooh, that's a good bush crab.
Yep, that's the one that we want.
Both runners are definitely going to farm that up a little bit. 10 arrows.
Won't be needing those, but I feel that with cash boots, since you already have the boots, it's well worth checking that item.
Absolutely. Both of our runners are going to be on top of each other pretty much for the beginning and opening of the seed. I wonder if any one of them are going to do the water walk opening here. That's known pretty well for cash boots.
Yeah, we'll see.
I was about to say, have you seen that one done, Danny?
I have. It would definitely be a route divergence as the runners are going the same way. Darity doesn't stop to get those bombs, nor does Leo. Leo is going to get the tier 2 triple, I believe that is, for hearts.
Yep, and both of our runners are gonna do CAC. So no divergence yet. We're just gonna get a good old-fashioned blinds hut into CAC well, all the goodies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not this song. This MSU, man. I'll stop talking about it, but man.
Hey, mushroom.
Oh,
hey,
and the
moon pearl.
The Merle right off rip. Now we just need a glove and we can go immediately to Dark World already. We already have 100 rupees on Darity's side as well, so we will get a bottle merchant after we are done at the well. And Leo should be able to follow that as well. So almost everything in Village, not Village of Outcast, in Kakariko. Kakariko Village, right? Should be done with the exception of Sick Kid.
One of those villages. Hey, Bugnet. If only we had a bottle.
Bugnet just makes it to where that way you can extend and catch the fairy easy. Eat it yourself before using it on a bottle.
Alright, suddenly we are almost at Zora money, but we haven't paid for Bottle Merchant yet.
Yep, still got to get Bottle Merchant out of the way, so we'll be about 104 rupees short. And Bottle Merchant just makes it to where we're only 84 rupees short. You know, everyone calls Zora the king scammer. I don't know, man. That Bottle Merchant's been pretty scammy lately too.
Yeah, that Battle Merchant tends to get off the hook just because 100 rupees tends to be cheaper than 500.
Good old-fashioned piece of heart in the chicken coop.
Alright, so Darity is only on one bomb. Well,
Are you suggesting to stop to buy bombs?
yeah,
Ooh, we're not. Well, the thing is,
it's an interesting call. With the boots, you can already get through most of the places that you would normally need bombs for.
well,
And there's we see the cane.
Well, the interesting thing is, though, too, that we have our bush crab that's a one bomb drop, right? You could just grab that bush crab that's on the way down to dam.
Yep, that's true. So, not super much of a reason to go out of your way from it at this point. So we see the two divergence. We finally see our first divergence in that Darity skips race game and Leo is just gonna straight up do it.
Yep, just gonna straight up blind check it. I don't see much of a problem with blind checking it during casual boots. Plus, too, it's bombs. I mean, who doesn't want more bombs?
Alright. We get the shovel item. It is 50 rupees, so we're so close. Darity does get another bomb. And we'll be heading down to the South Shore area. See if we can find that glove.
Man, we are closing in on that gap for Zora money again already with that 50 rupees on shovel. Oh, Leo, you had 7 bombs. You didn't need that one. First chest is 20 rupees.
That's the green 20, so that's where the boots would have been.
Yep. For those that don't know, certain items in cash boots, much like what you just saw, if you got the boots already, it should turn it to a green 20. Sometimes you can find the boots again. If it's an older version of the seed, though.
The double boost.
You need 2 shoes to run, right?
Alright. And Darity doesn't stop for the bush crab there, so it is going to be on one bomb for a little bit. That is enough that you'll be able to still route in Ice Rod Cave, and we see the mini Moldarms drop bombs as well.
But if she doesn't get over there fast enough, she won't be able to get it. It's disappearing. It's gone. And it's gone. Ooh, blue cane, though. Red ring. Red ring gang. Oh, Master Sword. Oh, no, Aga. I go to Aga.
Yeah, Master Sword does put Aghanim in logic. That's a difficult call to make early on, because you're only one item away from Dark World access, another means, but there's really not that much else to be checked right now.
Well, in logic, we really only have Saha Closet, Eastern, and right here at Ice Rod Cave.
Yep, that's right.
Well, and Agina's Cave as well. Always forget. Always forget about our other old man. All right, Ice Rod, what you got?
We also have the mushroom this time around.
Yep. Darn, just partial love.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a water walk here into Zora area.
Yep, the runners have just hit the 500 rupee mark, so that works out very conveniently for them. So right now, Zora is actually not in logic with neither the flippers nor the first glove upgrade.
Yep, that's correct. So we're going to be fully out of logic here for a little bit. Darity just going straight to Hobo instead, though.
Yeah, we'll see if Darity decides to drop down and check Zora after Hobo check.
I wonder if Leo's going to do the same here.
Yeah, there can sometimes be a temptation to isolate Hobo.
And Hobo just gives us more Zora money.
turns out isolating a hobo would have been fine this time around.
I like the play of use your water walk in the Zora area, and then if you don't have Zora money though, then you go and water walk back to the hobo. But right now we have Zora money, so this is a better play in my opinion.
Also of note, we do have a fake flipper setup with the red cane, red boomerang, and bombs. The thing is, Darity is out of bombs.
Uh-huh. Darity refused to either purchase bombs or get the bombs at the maze race. So, ooh, nice dodging from her.
But regardless, Darity will be able to get this. This would only be a problem if the Zora Ledge item ends up being something that we'll want to have now rather than later.
Oh, no.
Unlucky. Wait, is that going to happen to Leo too, then?
I think it should. Oh, my goodness. What troll. All that for 20 rupees. Here we go.
Yep. I guess Leo could have avoided it if Leo would have checked right rather than left.
You know what's weird is that it only does that on the health refill. It doesn't do that on any other things. Like, you could open so many things in any chest there, but nope. Health refill, back in the glitch, back in the water.
Mm-hmm. And we see that half magic is what is on Zora Ledge. We'll see if Leo decides to pick that up.
Well,
not required, but it's certainly a nice safety item to have.
Either way, King Zora giving you 5 rupees for the trouble of using his Raid Shadow Legends code. Oh, and Leo's gonna go for it.
Leo doesn't even pick up the 5 rupees. Alright, so Darity is heading over to turn in the mushroom, which was obtained super early. With mushroom and red cane and hammer, I would be tempted to fake powder first. But that is a very out of logic check, and I probably wouldn't want to commit another trip to Kakariko Village just to do that.
I mean, if we had flute, I would agree, but, you know, we don't have the Tweedledee-Deedledee. So we got to do this first. And it's just more bombs for Darity, which she can use now. So, hey, perfect.
Right. So Leo is also doing fake flippers into the mushroom check, and I imagine here we're going to see Sahasrala's closet from Darity.
Yep. You never jumped on the right side of Link's house unless you're going to Saha. Saha Eastern, anything to the right. Leo just kind of following in Darity's tracks here, so we're only going to get really the new info on Darity's side.
Mm-hmm.
All right, old man, give me everything you got in the back. Leo saves scum in the mushroom, though.
Ooh, I like that play. Then you can fake powder afterward.
Now, if we do actually find something on Magic Bat with that fake powder, that's going to be pretty rough on Darity, because that'll mean that powder itself is required, right? Because I think she saved and quit after turning it in.
Yep, that is correct.
Oh boy. Magic Bat could turn out to be something maybe like Ice Rod, Fire Rod. It's just a bunch of speculation right now because we're still very early into the seed. We're being pretty funneled here into either Eastern or Aga or Agina. It's one of those 3 at this point.
Yep, and both Darity and Leo going into Eastern first. We see our first item of a potential 3 is just 20 rupees.
I am, though, from earlier, Danny, really quick, I am one of those players that if I see Master Sword and I see that lamp, and I already have Moon Pearl, I'm probably going to just do it. Probably just going to do the good old Aga climb. And I really wonder what the answer is here. If we get a glove in Eastern, then it would be over for me if I was racing this.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision to have to make. I feel that given what we currently know, and given that it's a glove that we need specifically, you just get funneled into this Eastern play so early that even if you end up doing Aga as your last possible thing, you can't really feel too badly about that. I would probably do Aga ahead of doing Agina's cave.
Okay.
But I think both runners are making a good call here, and Darity finds the second item of just 3 bombs, which Darity can use.
Yep, we are now just 1 item left here in Eastern, and it could be here in the big chest. And it's not. Oh, baby.
All right.
We gotta go all the way around.
Yeah. So the fact that we do already have the lamp does make Eastern a better check than it would do otherwise, because that means that the big key chest is already in logic.
I wonder if Leo will take the time to fake powder before doing the Aga call. It's very unlikely that a glove would be there, though.
Right. I feel that if you had another bottle or another reason to visit Kakariko, like a flute that needed activated, then it would be more to make, but going all the way just for 1 out of logic check to Kakariko doesn't seem as good of a use of time. And it turns out that our last item is on the Armos Knights, so we'll see what Darity decides to do here. Will this be Aga or Agina?
It's probably going to be Aga. Yep.
It is Aga.
I like the Aga call because that opens up pod for you no matter what. Which just increase more density. However, this is a good 3-minute time sink here. Mm-hmm. If it does turn out to be Agina.
Yeah, and we don't even have the bow for Palace of Darkness, so...
Nope, we sure don't. Well, I might be right on one end, Danny, is that we might get hook shot for our continue to go mode.
Oh,
and here's the fake powder play on Leo's side.
All right, if something ends up being here, then this could be a very huge advantage for Leo. Leo already has used up the magic, too.
Yep. She preemptively did it during the cannonball room. She used the Cane of Burna to just burn it and run through the cannonballs.
Yeah, it's a very good heads-up play for Leo to save the fake powder option. Let's see if it pays off.
I'm very interested to see where this is. And then after this, I would have to say she might do Agina. If you're exhausting all of this before going into Aga itself. Nope, just the 1 10-bomb drop in the entire game. All right, Leo, what's the move? Are we both going to be in the castle at the same time?
Is it Aga or Agina?
It's Agina.
Agina. Okay, so if Agina ends up being a glove, this is a very large advantage for Laoria.
Because then Darity gets kind of red herringed into pod at that point. Unless there's another glove on Pyramid Ledge.
Yep, could also be flute, and that would give us mountain access early. Not that there's that much we can do on the mountain at this point.
Yeah, not that much. You're going to get a quick check of the desert ledge here, which is just a piece of love. We're going to scoot into Aggie's cave. Rudy Scooty, I got the booties.
Yeah. In the meantime, Darity made a very quick climb up Aga Tower, already at the end of it.
Absolutely. Especially with the boots. Super convenient.
Oh
no.
All right, that is a glove for Laoria of Light, who has Dark World access and will not be doing what Darity is currently doing.
This is very unfortunate for Darity on this end here, because now Leo just got so much opened up to her now, and she's just going to be able to get way more CPM than Darity in this case. We're going to have Hype Cave into Stumpy into Dig Game. And Darity is going to have to wait for these blue balls here from Aga, who is not being so kind with it. Ooh, we got a green pendant, Ice Palace, red pendant, Skull Woods. And I think our other 5 look to be pod.
Our red crystal was actually Turtle Rock.
Ooh, close enough. It was on the right side.
Yep, same area.
Oh, mirror. Oh, no.
There's mirror.
Okay, and the rest was kind of just downers. So, let's see. If Darity takes this hammer and just immediately goes to Hype Cave, there's not that much of an advantage or disadvantage at that point then. Just the one glove severity is all it is at that point. Because then she could just use her Adarka portal for the time being. But man, sinking 3 minutes into Aga, and it does not look like a nice Aga because it's been 2 lightning cycles. We've had a lot of blue balls going on here.
Yep. This is not the best lightning cycle, so definitely an early advantage for Laoria, but still plenty of time to potentially try to catch up. It's very possible that Darity will find the book, or find perhaps the flute, which would give Darity another reason to visit the desert area, as we see a bottle on Stump Kid on Leo's side.
We're definitely going to mirror and check that on our way up into VOO. And on the ledge, we only have a fat 20. All right, Darity, where are we going? That's the hammer, so I believe she's going to go south into Hype Cave. So we'll have the mirror on Darity's side, which is good for her. I don't disagree with Darity's call to do Aga, though. How many times does Agina usually come up empty?
Yep, and that is also true. Darity could find another glove, though the only place that Darity can currently look to do that is Palace of Darkness. And we don't have the bow for that yet.
That bomb was too early. The other thing is, too, is that she's going to be able to combine Agina with doing our 5/6 Desert Palace as well. So sooner or later, she will put herself into it. A red 20 on Lazy Kid,
Just
too.
with the 20. Alright, Darity is going to... Oh,
I like this call.
Yep. Alright, now Darity's checking Agina. So this will get Darity the glove and will even up the advantage a little bit. Leo has a bit of an advantage currently for not doing Aga Tower, but this will catch Darity up items-wise.
Yep, Darity... only time loss really is going to be doing Aga, but at the same time, too, really think about this. That Aga portal's pretty nice. Get a good save quit there.
It's a nice shortcut to the east part of the Dark World, and if you haven't done Pod yet, then hey, the east part of the Dark World is an area that you want to come back to.
And we got another bottle and chess game here on the ferry. The ferry inside instead of a bee. Usually bees. We got a ferry. The other kind of bee. Darity running back to her portal. I like this. She's going to be able to take her portal here and lift the rock up to go check Stumpy. This is really heads up on Darity's side. Meanwhile, Leo's going to be going into Thieves Town here. We're going to be able to hit up these first 4 checks here, and she's going to be able to full clear the dungeon with this hammer here. So we got to find out what's going on here. We get the big key in the first chest, though. What do you think could be in here, Danny?
Honestly, I think very little could be here. I would like there to be Fire Rod, because then you can just combo that into Skull Woods, though Skull Woods is a pendant this seed.
Leo being a little bit frisky with her health right now, though.
Yep, she does have the fairy that was just picked up, so not in super danger at this point anyway.
Meanwhile, Darity doing a little bit of cleanup here. Going to be doing Dig Game, which Leo did a few minutes ago. Leo's going to be making her way towards the back of Thieves. Only on 1 heart, though. This is pretty frisky right now for her. Guess be careful with her dash lines here coming up. Gonna grab the safety heart here that you usually grab before blind fight. Don't disagree with that.
All right, we see the map check on Darity's side.
Trying to
Yeah,
get
this was a very business in the front, party in the back kind of Thieves Town.
Oh, absolutely. Got 3 items coming up here in the back. It is a good thing that we had the hammer literally as our second check in the game. No, third. Apologies. But hey, it always feels nice to go into Thieves Town with a hammer. Get it all nice and done out the way. Ooh, Sank Heart? Nope, not Sank Heart. Leo just putting a bomb on the table for dinner.
3 hearts is nice because that means that Leo can take a hit from a Zazak or one of those beetles and not have to use that fairy. And now we see Darity heading to Village of Outcasts area as well. Or potentially Skull Woods.
And they're already really closing up this gap in the time difference for Aga. Not being that far behind check-wise on Leo's end.
Mm-hmm. Darity opting to go for Village of Outcasts first rather than Skull Woods. And I like this play. It gives yourself the option of finding the Fire Rod.
I also appreciate Darity's remap check to make sure that she wasn't crazy, that Thieves Town was in fact a crystal. Because, let's be real, how many times do you get an early hammer and Thieves Town is usually a pendant? She just pulled the, wait, am I seeing this right? Oh, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, you better. This is a very quick mode, so a mistrack on your pendant crystal information could be potentially catastrophic.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't agree more on that end, especially with casual boots. Your brain's just going a million miles a minute to get these dash lines down, and then on top of that, too, your CPM just with boots at the beginning of the seed is insanely high as well.
So it looks like Thieves Town wasn't really too much to offer other than a crystal. I think we've seen everything at this point.
I believe so. Right into the light. Gardeners like to spring into action. Did you guys know that they tend to fall over a lot whenever it's cold, though?
I see where you're going with this. I wish I could contribute, but I got you.
All right, Blind, what do we got? Just a piece of paper.
All right, so Leo has options after this. We can go do the North Dark World checks, scout out what is on Bumper Cave. We can go to Catfish. We can still go into Palace of Darkness. We can go up the mountain and potentially check the right side of the mountain as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a few things that we can link this into very well. I do wonder if Leo's going to check Skull Woods, the front of it at least. There's the Samaria, so that's definitely a yes.
Mm-hmm. Getting ready for that middle room of Skull Woods where the vanilla big key chest is.
Make it very convenient by placing down a Samaria block there whenever she gets to this room, instead of dealing with those really, really rude mummies that just tend to push you everywhere while you're just trying to push a nice piece of metal. Rock? Metal? What are the statues made out of in Zelda?
Non-biodegradable plastic. Don't quote me on that. Stone, that seems pretty reasonable. Well, it's skull wood, so maybe they're made of skulls.
Oh, dude, melted skulls, you're right. That's why they had to seal away the fire rod. All right, meanwhile, Leo's going to get the map chest here. And it's just a small key, so we're going to be able to fully... Oh, she's going to fully be able to do the front. Ew. Big key, of course. Oh, is it just going to be Key Haven up here in the front of Skull Woods? That's going to be really unfortunate. Oh, another convenient ferry on Darity's side, too. Both runners getting a very convenient ferry while we're doing the blind cell rush.
Yep, and they still have that fairy in a bottle as well. And we just see the map, so Skull Woods completely empty for us, and it's even a pendant.
Well,
one
we
more
gotta hit
check
up the
to
big
do,
chest.
and that is the big chest.
Here we go.
Now
I knew it.
is
It was
even
key front, dude.
All right, so all 3 small keys to Skullwoods are in the front, and both of the items are in the back, locked behind the fire rod. Well, maybe by the time you'll have to check the back doing pendant Skullwoods, you'll at least have the book and can route the pedestal in with it.
Yep, especially since we don't know. Okay, I wanted to wait until we got to Bumper Ledge there. Especially since we don't know exactly where our fire rod is yet either. Runners probably already immediately think Pet is dead because... Well, you could get Bombos and have to do... No.
Yep, we know that the fire rod definitely cannot be on the pedestal. Still, any
Hookshot
number of
could
things
be.
could be. Hookshot could be. Ice rod could be. Medallion that we need could be. Maybe the book's there and it's just a paradox.
It's a never-ending fourth-dimensional paradox.
Yeah, flute
Meanwhile-
on pedestal. That was my early call. That is still alive. So we saw Leo grab the graveyard ledge item. Gonna check King's Tomb as well. We'll see if Leo decides to go up the mountain after this.
I don't think she's gonna do Mountain.
No?
No, if she does, like, call me a liar, but I think she's gonna go and kern jump over to Catfish, more than likely. At least that's my thought.
Yeah, this is about as close as to Catfish as you're going to get without making a special trip
It looks
over
like
there.
that's the play.
Yep.
Let's
okay.
see if Leo does my setup here for this. I figured out a nice little frame kill timing here that I've been showing a lot of my friends lately. And she's gonna just time it by counting. There it is.
Nicely done on the first try with the kern jump. So that'll bring Leo across to where Catfish is. So one check here. As we see Darity going across the same checks, I imagine this is going to be Bonk Rocks into King's Tomb. Not Bonk Rocks, the other one. Graveyard Ledge into King's Tomb.
Close enough. It's a rock.
I feel that unless there's something important at Catfish, that the runners won't be able to put off the mountain too much longer anyway. And with the
Or
lamp
Pod.
already in logic.
Or Pod.
Well, we still don't have the bow for Pod.
Yeah, but there's still a good amount of... Ooh,
never mind.
Sneak it into existence.
All right, so clearly Pod is the right choice because we just found the bow for Pod. And that's exactly what I was saying the whole time.
Oh, that's funny. That's real funny. All right, so we definitely go into Dark World first to go into Pod. Finish out your Pod. Go kill your Armos Knights in Eastern afterwards, and we're already up 2 crystals here. So we'll have a total of 3 crystals only at like the 50-minute mark. This is a really slow casual boot seed to start off.
Yeah, and notice Darity is not going to Catfish. Darity is gonna take this time to go up the mountain while you're on the top part of the map. So both runners are going to have access to 2 pretty high density locations. Leo's will lead to a crystal that she can full clear. Darity will potentially be able to clear Hera.
Yep.
Which is only a pendant, but with access to east side of Death Mountain, that's an additional 8 items. And we also have the Blue Cane and can get Spike Cave as well.
Yep, Spike Cave being fully in logic here. I could see definitely like a Spike Cave into east side. Possibly, but she's probably going to save Spike Cave for last. Because you're going to go into Tower of Hera, do your checks there, run across the mountain there.
Yeah. I'll be very interested to see if Darity manages to find the other bow, in which case Darity probably won't be getting catfish at all.
Sorry. Roscoe with spin speed looks hilarious. Oh, the other glove.
Wow.
Mitts on Spec Rock. That's... Oh, man. Oh, man, we have another race where we have to pay attention to both runners. All right, where are we going to get here out of pod?
Yeah, both of these checks that each of the runners are doing right now are full in logic. Darity going to skip Tower of Hera, at least for the time being.
I completely understand. It's only 2 checks in a dungeon that feels like it takes an eternity. And only 10 arrows on the floating island.
Mm-hmm.
So we're definitely going to use the TR entrance here, be able to abuse our mirror a little bit to do some more efficient routing, but we get to find out what our TR entry is here at the same time. We still have no medallions on either runner's side, so let's see what we tend to get here. Bombos for TR.
Yeah, with the red cane, if we happen to find the Bombos, that's potentially progression in Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's scary, especially whenever you're here in Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot area. How many times have you found the TR entry or even Samaria? Oh, the flute. Oh,
wow.
Man. And Quake. That could be Meyer.
That's true.
Man.
Flute
Both runners
and
making
Quake
really
in
good
Super
calls.
Bunny Cave.
Both runners are really making good calls right now.
All right, without the hookshot, Darity will just be able to get this one from Hookshot Cave.
Oop, getting a little bit of stutter on her end. It's just a piece of heart, though.
Leo hasn't found anything important in Palace of Darkness yet.
Not yet. Or so the front's just going to give you junk and some keys. Chat pointing out, Vortex specifically, that, yeah, Catfish is actually pretty hard isolated right now for Darity, and so unless she finds another progressive bow, she's more than likely not going to find... Oh, Bombos.
There's
hey,
our
what do we say?
Bombos medallion. Hey.
Man, it's almost like the comms are... Man, we need to stop talking
All
about
right.
what...
Well, at least it was Darity who found the Bombos medallion. So now Darity gets to make the decision about, do you open the Turtle Rock entrance for potentially only one
There's
check?
another bow!
And there's the second bow. As well as the cape. And the ice rod.
Oh, man, you almost have to go in now, right?
Jeez.
Like...
Just like that, we are a fire rod away from beating Turtle Rock.
Meanwhile, Pod is still just coming up with nothing. You know why it's not coming up with anything? It's not a pendant. Leo, being very well known for the pendant pod, always has your progression, but whenever she makes the argument of if it has a crystal, then it usually doesn't have anything. Hey, look, a shield. Nice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, with the information that we found on Darity's side, we're already thinking about go mode items. We don't know the medallion for Misery Mire yet. Leo just found the flippers, which we needed.
And there's the hook shot!
Darity finds the hook shot!
Oh man, this is... What is happening right now?
Yeah. Well, I feel if you're Darity, now you absolutely have to go back to Hookshot Cave.
we are only a fire rod in the caster's booth here for no mode.
Yeah,
possibly.
Or potentially Ether Medallion as well.
Correct. That's where I was going with that. Nice segue, Danny. All right, Leo's going to finish up pod here, so not much to worry about on her end. Meanwhile, on Darity's end, are we going to get a Spike Cave check first, or are we going to go into Hookshot Cave? We got to do the Hookshot chest. I forgot. Yeah. You know, we were in here already, and I thought these were all already handled.
Yeah, and Darity had a nice heads-up play having that portal saved to be able to get Hookshot Cave afterward. obviously Darity didn't know that she would find the hook shot in Spiral Cave, but that portal positioning worked out very nicely. So I think that we're going to see Darity go into... Nope. Okay, not going into Turtle Rock yet.
Nope, got that bow. We're going straight over to Pod and Eastern.
Okay. Yeah, I like those plays. We also know that there is one item on the moth.
And yes, chat, Pet is officially dead because it's basically Fire Rod Go. Potentially. We still got to check our Mire. She's going to activate Flute here. I think this is going to be a Mire check. You need to find out if you're... You need to find out if you have the medallions to be in Go mode. Just right now off the bat. Because if Mire is also Bombos or Quake, this is already huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we know at this point now that the pedestal is... well, we'll know after... Pedestal could still be the Ether Medallion, but it can't be the Fire Rod. So once Darity does check the Mire medallion, then we'll know if Pedestal is dead. Yeah, I like this play. Get your information as early as you can.
It is Bombos.
Bombos. Bombos is the only medallion that has any worth in this seed. So that confirms that Pedestal is dead, and all we are looking for is Fire Rod.
We actually don't need Fire Rod. Or no, we do.
Turtle Rock, yeah.
Yep. I'm a clown. So now we definitely know that Pet is absolutely dead. Leo going to mirror here and finish out Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, Darity is going to make the desert play here. I like this. Both players are just doing the double ups on the crystals.
Yep, you get your clear dungeons early. We'll see if Darity decides to do Misery Mire while she's in the same area as well. Really, I like holding off on that one to give yourself the potential to go mode it later. But, it's 2 checks, and there's a decent chance that that go moding Misery Mire wouldn't lead to much anyway. Yeah, Leo finishing up Eastern. We know that there is going to be an item here on the boss.
Okay. I was about to say on Darity's end, we were going to find out what was that vanilla big key, but it was taking it a second. So with this flute advantage, though, on Darity's end, there's a lot of mobility that she's going to have, but she's going to be burning a lot of that mobility advantage, more than likely full clearing Mire for this Fire Rod. Meanwhile, Leo, after this Eastern Palace, is more than likely going to go up to the mountain herself.
I still think there's the potential that Darity can wait on Misery Mire. And I also think there's the potential that go mode Misery Mire won't actually be that much of an advantage if the big key is somewhere unfavorable like cutscene chest.
That could be.
Alright, very good setup on the Armos Knights on Laoria's side. Oh, one of them goes to Stray.
She really wanted to shoot that right wall. She didn't like the way it was looking at her.
Well, she gets a nice reimbursement for her arrows back at least.
And meanwhile, we got a Landmo fight here on Darity's side. 2 short hops, making it to where those Ice Rod shots just barely whiffing.
Yeah.
Ice Rod is one of our... Go ahead, sorry.
But I was going to say Ice Rod is an item that is equally as effective as Fire Rod if you can land a shot, but the problem is Ice Rod shoots so slowly it's more difficult to land those shots.
We were literally going to say the same thing.
There's our last item on Land Mullahs. Darity also getting an arrow reimbursement back for the arrows that she did not use. Alright, so now we're seeing the mountain climb from Leo, and This will eventually put Leo into actual Fire Rod Go mode, because Leo herself already has the other items she knows she's looking for. Whereas Darity will at some point have to go into Palace of Darkness to find those flippers.
I like full clearing Mire right now on Darity's side as opposed to doing Swamp, because what if you get Fire Rod here while you're in Mire? Now you could just go mode your Swamp. Like, there's a lot of other dungeons that I think a little bit more time than Mire itself. And either way, Darity can't even do Swamp yet because she has to get the flippers out of Pod. So Darity has to do the Pod and Eastern combination after Mire regardless. So she's just collecting up her crystals while efficiently being able to full clear dungeons right now for Go.
Right.
She needs flippers still, and she just needs that Fire Rod. Another sword would be very nice, though, for both of our runners, though. And Leo's going to see the mitts here on top of Spec.
Yep, and to the comment in chat, if Darity does find the Fire Rod here, then we know that she will be able to go mode Swamp, because she has to get the flippers out of Palace of Darkness before stepping into Swamp.
And it's not a Godmire.
Yep, so given that Darity is doing Misery Mire earlier in the progression, it would be to Darity's advantage if the big key here is somewhere unfavorable. Unfortunately, it is in Spike Chest, as I say that.
Ooh, man, a thought just occurred to me. What if Fire Rod's here in Tower of Hera? Because Darity did abandon that.
That would be a big advantage for Leo.
But it doesn't matter because Leo's gone as well, getting that 10 arrows out of the lobby chest.
We'll see if Leo decides to come back once she finds Hookshot.
I doubt it after getting that hook shot. Leo's more than likely going to either do the desert into Mire play, much like Darity is, or do Swamp Palace. What I'm very curious about is if Leo makes the dip into TR for one to possibly 5 checks. Depending on how that key logic is laid out.
That Turtle Rock dip tends to not work out until it very much does.
So let's see. Leo... Yeah, Leo could definitely check Spike Cave here as well. She has a lot more resources and a little bit more incentive to do so as well with the items that she does have.
Alright, I believe that Darity has one item still remaining in Misery Mire. That is on Vitreous.
Yep.
And going to be heading to the Vitreous fight now. Darity also does have the cape, which makes this fight pretty easy, and has a full quiver of arrows for that final phase, or potentially the earlier one.
Just a good old pop the cape, stand in front of the eyeballs, and mash B as fast as you can. And Leo getting the silvers here on this end. So her future boss fights are going to be pretty cake.
Leo finding out, hey, the mountain has all my progression. What do you know?
There's times where the mountain is empty, and there's times where it's not. Usually more times than often. It's whatever one you don't want it to be.
So, I think the pivotal decision will be if Leo decides to do Swamp Palace. Swamp Palace has 6 items, currently a very dense location, and Leo currently has the items to do it. If Leo is still looking for a Fire Rod and ends up full clearing Swamp Palace, then that could be a bit of a time sink if Darity does not do those things. But there's also, of course, the possibility that Fire Rod will just be in Swamp Palace, and I can't imagine it'll be too long until Darity does the Palace of Darkness, Eastern Palace combo play.
I mean, Fire Rod could just up and be in Compass Chest of TR as well.
Yep.
Which would not be a pretty sight for Darity's end. Because it's going to be a long time before she comes there if it's actually there. I'm very curious if Leo actually does make the one chest dip. I doubt it.
Oh, I was mistaken. We already have all the items from Misery Mire.
Counting items is hard. That's not our job. That's Dapper's job. We just have to talk and sound pretty. I was about to say look pretty, but...
Yeah. But with that Mire clear, that evens us up. Oh no, that Darity actually takes the lead on crystals.
And Darity's probably more than likely going to flute to the 5 area here and handle out her Eastern Palace and Pod. So going to catch up on everything that Leo has done. Leo not doing TR at all. Going to eat the damage, though, from that Lionel. Ooh.
Yeah, this looked like a play that Leo was going to check Spike Cave. And should still be fine. Has that fairy, has the blue cane, has another fairy, so yeah, Leo's absolutely fine.
She'll be fine.
But Leo also did not go back into Tower of Hera, which I think is a reasonable call, but Fire Rod could obviously still be there.
Yep. That's the big thing that we're just looking for right now. Oh no, Kiki, come back! Kiki, come back! You can take rupees all day. All right, I'll stop.
Leo just with a heart in Spike Cave, which is good for Darity, because that's one that Darity doesn't want to come back to.
All right, and now Leo's going to go activate her flute. More than likely do the Desert Palace into Mire play as well. Meanwhile, Darity going to be doing the flip side of what Leo just finished up as well. This is... this is a race. This is pretty up there now.
So after we see what happens and each of these runners cover each other's ground, we'll get a little bit clearer of a picture who is ahead. I think at this point Leo was a little bit more thorough in terms of the overworld checks, having checked both Catfish and now Spike Cave, as well as a little bit of the front of Tower of Hera.
You know the nutty thing you do here? Like the big galaxy brain thing, I would think? I would think you would follow Rule of Fire into Ice Palace for your Fire Rod.
Fire Rod could certainly be on Cold Stare.
Just in Ice Palace in general. Gotta burn it up to get the burn. Especially since... Let's see. We got Flippers and Pod. The Mitts were on top of Spec Rock. Mitts haven't unlocked us anything yet, correct? No, they haven't.
Not directly, no. Well, they have unlocked us Flute, which was Mire.
Oh yeah, yes they did. So then that gives us Mire area. Mire turned out to be nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Fire Rod's a nice palace. $200, final answer. And both runners are seemingly pretty even with Darity doing Aga and then doing the very heads up play to make it towards Agina with that mirror. That was a really heads up play. Like, props to her. Wow. The more I think about that, the more I go, wow, I would not have done that. Meanwhile, while both of our runners here are doing cleanup on both ends, please make sure to give the runners a follow here. They are racing for, well, basically to be putting their team in a much more comfortable spot, because you don't want to be the team that's down 1-2. Give them a follow for giving us a good show here on the stage. And, see whenever they actually go live and run and can, like, talk to you guys instead of us talking to you. Pick their brains a bit. As we're getting the Dark U chest here on Darity's side for the small keys. Gonna go into Dark Maze to find her flippers in the bottom chest, and Leo's gonna be doing the back of desert into Lambo fight. More than likely gonna use these silvers here that she has.
Yeah,
There's
it's pretty difficult to tell who has the
I
advantage.
know!
People get done with their pair of dungeons quicker, despite Darity having done Aga.
It's insanely close right now. And it's only because, like, imagine if Leo also did Aga. Darity would be Darity would actually be in a really good, like, lead right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Darity opted not to do Aga, chose to do Agina's Cave before committing to Aghanim. Also, Leo had checked the Out of Logic Magic Bat before committing to Aghanim, whereas Darity is completely isolating Magic Back without the powder.
Which was fine because I believe it was just a 10 bomb drop, the one 10 bomb drop in the game. So
yep, that's right.
Darity is honestly just thinking, man, where's my light 'em up torch?
Yep, and just like that, with Darity's Flippers collection, both runners know that it is Fire Rod to go mode. So,
Leo just wanting 5% here.
Turns
Leo,
out that
why
the
are we
items in the
grabbing
back
this?
of Skull Woods, we don't need them.
Leo, you know, you give K's and stuff for 17 hearts. I'm going to give you things for bottle percent. Come on. You did not need to do that. You have blue mail, 11 hearts, and 2 bottles. One with the red goo and one with a fairy. Please. They're already going to be doing the basement here. And Leo's going to be doing Meyer first. Or no, Meyer second. But the reason I got confused there, Danny, she fluted to 6. She's setting up Spooky. We don't have Fire Rod. Well, she might think that she'll find Fire Rod in here, but we know that she won't have it.
Yeah, that's valid. I guess at this point the runners are just used to setting up Spooky Glitch.
Yep, I mean, it just builds in your mind, you know?
Yep,
2 Cycle Meyer, 2, not bad.
Yeah, so the fact that Leo is doing Misery Meyer now does mean that either Leo will leave some of the checks behind in Meyer, with the big key being in Spike Chest, or will also, like Darity, not go mode Meyer.
Well, Leo was actually telling me the other night, where she did just kind of play into the Godmire and abandoned an item here that actually cost her a raise. So I highly doubt that she's gonna actually run to the back of it. You know, previous scarrings change your future decisions.
All right, Leo gets the big key.
She's gonna go do it.
Does go for it. So Leo is going to be leaving a check behind, which we know from Darity's side is inconsequential.
Well, she did get the one item out of the chest, and I wonder if she's thinking, well, I'm not going to do left side because it's supposed to be quote-unquote Fire Rod-ish.
So I think with that decision, Leo is going to be done with this dungeon series faster than Darity will, even though both of them are on their way to the bosses of their respective dungeons right now.
Unless she goes back in.
That's true.
While we have some downtime here, since both runners are doing the same thing, actually, I want to tell a funny really quick. So, Danny, whenever I was like first getting into these and like learning like everything that was all set up and stuff, I started watching restreams while I was learning everything last year, and I was like, man, all these timers are like really cool. How they set them up like different and everything else for like the runner. Like maybe they submit them like the colors that they want or something. No, it just turns out that we just take the timers from the streamer's stream and just put it on here. I thought it was like some custom thing that you were able to submit, but no, it just turns out that we just make it ourselves and they're just pasted here. Some beautiful magic for the cutting and cropping and how to get everything set up here. And Silver Video is way too fast to even hear the music. Wow. Which is actually another thing.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of customization. You can choose the color of your clothes. You can choose the color of your timer. You can choose the color of your sprite. Well, I guess you can't choose the color of your sprite. That depends on whether or not you get the armor upgrades. But you can choose what sprite you do.
Leo making the play straight to Swamp. So she abandoned one item in Mire, correct? Or was there something on Vidi? No, there wasn't anything on Vidi. The second item was on left side, correct?
Yep, the second item was on the other side.
Yeah, so she's going to be doing Swamp here. I wonder if she does left side first. Probably not. I will never change my color commentary. Sorry, I just saw that one.
With one item to go mode, I feel that skipping left side is a perfectly reasonable play, and Darity also going to be following Leo into Swamp Palace, so this is an extremely close race.
Oh, absolutely. This is some high-level stuff.
Leo does have the advantage of the silver arrows, though, and I feel like it's going to be a pretty long time if Darity ends up checking Catfish, so...
Alright, so the first chest of Swamp is a small key. Which means there has to be an item here. Somewhere, right? Anywhere?
To be fair, the first chest is always a small key in any flavor of normal open mode.
That's the joke.
Oh man, but no, we are going to more than likely. Yep. Man, Darity right behind Leo now, so this is crazy how close this is with the Aga Divergence still.
But yeah, like I was saying, Leo's silver arrows advantage might come into play during the later parts of this seed. If Fire Rod is here in Swamp Palace, I think that benefits Leo significantly more than it does Darity. Not just because Leo is a little bit ahead of Darity at the present.
You know, I do appreciate the dashing sounds of Swamp Palace. I just don't appreciate the movement speed of Swamp Palace. Alright. Getting roundabout chest here, which just turns out to be bombs. I almost called it what me and my teammates call it.
Now do we skip left side?
Looks like
Leo does. Alright.
Leo's skipping left side. Meanwhile, Darity, we'll have to find out here in just a few seconds. We're getting the bomb set up, even though we have the Samaria, but doesn't matter. She got it on the right pixel. Boom, super speedy.
Alright, Darity is also skipping, and Leo finds the Fire Rod.
We are going to have an execution race now.
So, this is Master Sword Ganon, but since Leo has the silvers, that means that unless another sword is found, Darity is going to have to do 24 spins in Phase 4 of the Ganon fight, whereas Leo is just going to have to shoot the silver arrows 4 times.
Silvers immediately became the big break here on Leo's end. Originally, they were just a small time save, but now, ooh baby, the other bow being on Catfish is just not that great for Darity right now. And on Darity's end, you never go get that now, especially in go mode.
That being said, there's still a lot of race left. Any number of things can happen in Turtle Rock, the last dungeon to complete. If another sword doesn't turn up, doing Master Sword Trinex isn't always free, necessarily. Both runners are pretty well positioned with safety items at this point. And then, of course, Ganon's Tower is the last dungeon remaining, and Ganon's Tower routing also factors into that. So, while the advantage is pretty definitively in Laoria's favor, right now, there are still opportunities where that can be mixed up.
If, honestly, if Darity didn't do Aghanim, this would have been a different race at this point, I believe. This is insane. How close this is with that difference still.
Mm-hmm.
So Darity is definitely keeping it up.
Yep, both runners collect that 6th crystal.
Making our way to TR for the 7th. And what a race for game 3 for both of these teams.
Yeah, this is a blistering fast seed.
I'm pretty sure Restreamer himself and teammate of Darity is sweating in his chair right now, as is the spectators of Leo's team as well. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Leo pushed the wrong block there. Darity buying some potions before making the climb up. Which makes sense. Master Sword Ganon, potentially. Just, never fun. Never fun.
Yep, a lot can happen. There's a lot that can happen still. On both ends.
And because Leo was able to route her mountain the way that she did, her TR entrance is already open. Meanwhile, Darity is going to have to take the time to open it up here. All right, TR, do you have a sword for us? Do you give us the orange glow stick? Leo doing right side first. I don't understand. That's something that actually I don't understand. What is up with this right side of TR first for some runners? Is there like something that I'm missing? Or is it just a preference thing? Because I think this is still slower in my eyes.
If you use the mirror, then right side is slightly faster.
Is it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it faster only because of quick swap? More than likely.
Well, it's faster because once you get the vanilla compass chest, then you're a bit closer to the door that you need to go through in the upper left.
Ah, okay. And just a map here in the compass chest.
Yep. So, Darity just a couple rooms behind Leo at this point.
About 40 seconds behind her to be almost exact. Because we had a, what, a 10:05 for Leo and a 10:50? 10:55, somewhere around there for Darity?
Mm-hmm.
I actually just saw it in chat. Dapper Warman was actually keeping track of it. Yo.
Yep, there's our big key. Leo does a very nice job in Chain Chomp's room, making use of that Cane of Samaria.
And we are getting a lot of no-nos right now, though. But this dungeon very slow until we get down towards the laser bridge part. I wonder if either runner is going to check Mimic Cave for a sword. I doubt that.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I think it'll be interesting to see if either of the runners check Laser Bridge for a sword.
I probably would, to be completely honest on that end.
I usually don't, but I have been wrong on that call multiple times before.
My big thing is that you have an invuln item. You can make it decently fast. Not horribly fast, decently fast.
That's true. Alright, Leo also skipping the big chest.
Goodbye, Lava Bridge chest. I knew ye well. There we go. Face first into the wall. Oh! A little late on that Samaria block. Just a piece of heart. Gives her the full heal anyway.
Uh-oh.
Oh, out of
Leo ran
magic.
out of magic and doesn't... Unlike Darity, did not pick up blue potions earlier, so Leo's going to have to go back to the double pokey room.
Yep. This is giving Darity time to catch up big time right now. Nope. Only 2 red goos. Oh, man. She should not have used her Samaria block during all of those, by the way. She should have been just using the sword beams that she got from the sword refill or just the boomerang. Whenever you're that low on magic, you don't want that to happen to you.
Mm-hmm. So we see a little bit of divergence here. Darity is going to check the big chest, just a heart piece. But I think that Darity was doing that just to try to pick up a sword or silvers, since she has Master Sword Silverless Ganon to look forward to.
Darity should be able to get the heart piece here to get the full revive.
So overall, Darity checking that pretty much offsets the disadvantage that Leo for having to go back.
And see, on Darity's end, she used the red ring there instead to keep her magic conserved. Do.
Alright. Leo is checking Laser Bridge.
Oop. A little too quick on that one, though.
So we got 300 rupees, compass, book.
Oh, you could check that ether tablet before you go into GT. That's not that bad. And there's our last small key anyway.
So Leo doesn't open up safety door.
I don't think she'll need it. She still has the first fairy and 2 red goos.
Yeah, I think the problem would be Leo running out of magic.
Yep.
If anything.
That would be exactly the problem.
Alright, Darity picks up the key, also decides not to open up safety door, but if Darity's not able to clear Trinex on the first go, then Darity will be able to start from the midpoint.
Well, Darity also, I believe, stopped and bought some blues.
That's also true.
We're doing some hammer Trinex. Gonna get rid of the ice one first.
Yep, I like this from Leo. Ice head is down, just the fire head to go. Alright, very nice job getting that dangerous part of the fight out of the way.
Now Leo's pretty home free. She just, if she gets dangerously low, she just has to burn a red goo. Or just abuse that fairy, one or the other. But with how it looks like, she won't have to use either one. No, until she eats 2 hits like that.
Yeah. Well, there's the fairy. That's fine.
Yep.
In the meantime, Darity did let the ice head cast ice on the field. But with that blue potion, shouldn't have too much of a trouble dealing with the remaining fire head.
Nah. Just a few bonks, and we're getting out of our way on this one.
Yep, so we see explosions on both runners' sides at the exact same time as Leo picks up that 7th crystal.
Already going for hammer strats here on the Trainix. And hers goes down much faster than Leo's. Get your crystal and get out of here. All right, y'all. Favorite game time. What do we got?
Alright, so for those of you who don't know, there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower in the basement that could have the big key, big chest not included. Pick your favorite number between 1 and 22, and we'll be going with Laoria's numbers since she is the first person to enter Ganon's Tower. If you choose the number that corresponds with where the big chest is, you win internet points. Who can say no to internet points?
And the prediction is up right now to where you can get your even or your odd in. Gotta make it quick though, y'all. We're already in here. All right. There's the first 2 done.
Yep. Leo getting first 2 and going left side. Since one of those 2 chests was a small key, Darity could go right side, but Darity is going with the Dark Magician room strat instead. So number 3 was on the torch there. That was red rupee.
All right, we're gonna get the oh.
All
that
right.
was 4.
Number 4, Leo checking the remaining chests just in the event of finding another sword.
The first person I see with a 4 is Wind Rider Shiva. The second person is Praise. Oh, GG's guys. And the evens get it for the chat points. Let's go. I had to do that one quick because we were just being speedy.
All right, so both runners are climbing GT within a room of each other currently, but Leo does have those silver arrows.
I just saw chat where Chef was like, wait, it was 7. Trying to game the system there, bud. But nah, it was chest 4 on Leo's side. She did the bottom left first, not the bottom right. Who opens bottom right first? If you open bottom right first, you're even. And this is where the silver's difference is really going to start to shine.
Without that other sword, Darity's got 24 silverless hits on Ganon to look forward to.
Meanwhile, all Leo has to do is shoot Ganon in the thigh and or the knee about 4 times and stop him from being an adventurer.
He can take those arrows in the knee, but not too many.
Not many people can take an arrow to the knee and call it a day. I'm pretty sure Ganon would have just said, you know, I'm pretty sure I would have taken over Hyrule by the time I was a young tween, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Several, actually. Some of them were silver.
Both runners in the same room now.
They're running pretty low on health here. She still has those red goos, but will she menu to use them? Only time will tell.
Yeah, Leo using those silver arrows on the Landmola's fight. Darity being a bit careful. Don't want to have to use that remaining blue potion just for magic's sake.
Just for some earthworms. Oh man, Leo missing these silver shots. She used the blue goo though, or the red goo, sorry. Just to make sure that she doesn't die here on Landmo too.
Yeah.
And Darity is out first.
So simultaneous Landmola's kills.
Not gonna be... Darity needs more than just a few frames or a few seconds here. She needs about a good minute or 2. And I don't think Leo is going to give that to her.
Yeah, they both have a Ganon fight to go through yet, and we know that Leo doesn't have any magic restorative potions, so... It could take a Ganon fall, possibly a little bit more than that, for Darity to get a definitive lead on Leo at this point.
This is the time right now that Darity needs. Leo's messing up on Torches 1 here a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It's never over until it's over.
Yep. I wonder what is happening, Leo. There we go.
Yeah, Darity does check the chests on Ganon's tower, just hoping to find that tempered sword. Leo clears out of the torches room.
Yo, everyone that's rooting for Darity right now is really hoping they see a sword here soon. Ooh, Darity. Oh, those Moldorm too. All right, we're good.
All right.
What is happening right now, man? The players' nerves are really showing. Yo, Vanilla.
20 rupees in Moldorm 2 chest at the top of Ganon's Tower. So we are going to be seeing Master Sword Ganon from both runners.
Down goes Moldorm 2 on Leo's side. It's really just down to these silvers here, though. But honestly...
Yep, time for a geometry test first.
Yep. I'm trying to
you
think
brought
of...
your number 2 pencil. And by your number 2 pencil, I mean your number 2 sword.
I mean, yeah, you know, that fits in multiple ways. It's the second sword that you get in the game. It's a second-rate sword because for some reason in Breath of the Wild it breaks.
Oh. That is a game. Hey, Aghanim goes down.
Aghanim down on Darity's end. Meanwhile, Leo, I think Leo missed both of those. If not, she just missed the second one. Ooh, getting zapped on that one. Oh no, this Aga too. This is buying Darity more time, but I still don't think it's enough time for 24 spins. That's a lot of spins.
Mm-hmm. So both runners coming into this Ganon fight, ultimately it will depend on how well they can execute.
Phase 1 is going to be the biggest deal. Phase 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Darity dropping in. Going to get this spin here. Is she going to get the double spin? No, she is not. We're going to play it nice and safe here. Just keeping her health at a variable to where that way she can just take one hit at least, because both runners are actually on blue man.
Mm-hmm. And also notice that Leo had to use that last remaining potion to climb Ganon's Tower, so doesn't have any safety items at this point.
Leo is going to take the time to go get some goos, it seems like, too.
This
might be the time that Darity needs right now.
This is going to be very close.
This just made it a race. Don't be greedy, Darity. I think Darity still has that fairy, correct?
Darity does still have the fairy. I believe Darity also has another blue potion. I think Darity also has the red potion.
I don't know. I think this was too conservative on Leo's side because she has silvers and had a red still.
Yep. All right, so we do see the fairy used on Darity's side. Working into phase 2.
Frames, please. All right, Darity, just use one, please.
Both runners on Ganon.
Darity, please. Thank you. Getting way too close for comfort there. Leo, meanwhile, working on phase 1 here. We're going to see the same kind of teleports that we saw on Darity's side for phase 1. Got to get more spins here on Darity's side.
Yeah, this will be an opportunity to get 3 on this cycle. Meanwhile, Leo does get to phase 2. Taking advantage of that magic cape, since this is the optimal time for Leo to use magic. And with the positioning that Leo has now, this is probably going to be the last we'll see of Leo's phase 2.
This is more than likely, as long as Leo doesn't fall, this is more than likely Leo's race to lose now. All right, Darity's going to have to go for Torch Glitch here. Darity gets it. Burned quite a bit of magic, though, doing it.
All right. 4 silver arrow shots versus 24 spins.
We're down to 22 now.
Yep.
21. 20.
I believe Darity still has a blue potion yet as well.
Yep. However, now that Leo is at phase 4, I think this is where it's curtains for Darity.
Never over till it's over.
Get the one spin here. There's 2 on Leo's end. Still double-digit spins on Darity's side. Leo just needs to get one more spin here and 2 more shots into the pig.
There's the spin. So that'll only be one more shot.
Horse is going to go out. Yep. And here's the one more shot. And Silvers save it for JKLOL. GG's to both of our runners. That is... what a race. Holy... Darity literally right on our toes.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah, I lost track of this counting, but Darity not too many spins behind.
Absolutely not. Those silvers just made it that big of a difference. Unfortunately for Darity.
Yep. So we are joined at present by the winner of today's race. That is Laoria of Light, clearing Ganon with a time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 43 seconds.
GG, Leo.
GG, but not good, not GGT.
Well,
not GGT?
Well, it's
God,
also
dude.
not G Aga G because Darity also did Aga and is going to finish Ganon here as well.
Yeah, we were talking about that just now. I wouldn't mind watching her finish it out and just pulling her in here when she's done too.
She has about
'Cause I know
4
she's
more
close.
spins, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, how about one more spin? All right, so everyone get your GGs in chat for deritypeels with that awesome Ganon fight. Master Sword Silverless Ganon is absolutely no joke. And Darity will be coming in second in today's race with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 3 seconds. And we are joined by her now. GG, Darity.
GG. Hello.
All
I
right.
know I said it already, but GG again.
So
Yep.
the big change that happened was both you guys were doing North Dark World, and Leo went and did Kern Jump, and Darity, you went straight to the mountain from that point, and the other bow was on Catfish. Woo!
Yeah, I was just noticing that it looked like came down to silvers. So that's fun. Yay, Catfish.
And the unfortunate thing too is that with Aggie having the glove there on your end, it just made it to where that Aga climb was basically nothing. But hey, it gave you a nice portal, right?
Yeah. I used it a lot too, that's for sure. I didn't use it once.
Nope, did not use it at all.
Because Darity already had the flute by that point.
Oh yeah.
Of doing pod. But yeah, the big difference was, as I'm sure you've already discussed, that both of you were pretty much in lockstep going through Hyrule, finding that Moon Pearl, finding that hammer, and going all the way through Eastern Palace. And after Eastern Palace was the divergence, Leo had made the play to try to push off doing Aghanim as long as possible, checking the out-of-logic magic powder, as well as the in-logic Agina's cave, and turns out Agina had our glove this time.
I felt really good about that, but also I was like, if it's not here, then I just full cleared the light world for a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, that felt really bad. Like half the time, I'll just go grab a Gina early anyway. It's something like, honestly, I know Oral likes to do it, and it's worked out for them. So sometimes, I'm like 50-50 if I want to grab it or not. And this is one of those where, I thought maybe Leo wasn't an early Gina router, and I would skip it too. And then after doing Eastern that had nothing in it, I was like, I just got to go. I got Hammer, I can go down to Hype, like, let's just see. And then I got the mirror in Hype, and I was like, well, I better do this now. So, I mean, it
Speaking
wasn't
of that,
terrible, but ugh.
That was
Mhm.
such a heads up play on your end. Like I did not stop talking about it while you were doing it. I was like, whoa, hold on. That's such a heads up play to just mirror before you go to Stompy, do up Agina's, and then use that mirror back to go to Stompy. Like that was really good. Like you were getting commends from chat and everything on that one. That was super heads up.
Oh, yay! I honestly wasn't expecting to find a glove there, but yeah, I don't know. It was bittersweet, that's for sure. Because it's like
Oh,
I
yeah.
just lost 5 minutes, and I doubt
Yep.
Leo did this, and there was like 7 blue balls, 6 or 7 blue balls. So it was super.
It was a
awful.
long
Oh,
fight.
that's
It
a
was 2,
gross
almost 3
Aga.
lightning cycles. It was bad.
Ew.
Yeah, it was bad. It was about a almost a 2-minute long Aga fight.
Can we talk then about how you like the time difference between us though was definitely not because of Aga. Like it was not an Aga issue. Like whatever time you spent on Aga was made up completely. Like let's be real here.
Did you end up going in a Tower of Hera at all when you did your mountain trip?
I dipped to the front, got the big key and whatever item was in the map chest. I don't remember what it was.
10
but then I
arrows.
bailed. Yeah, 10 arrows. I bailed after that. It's like, I've got mitts now. I've got all of the East Mountain. Like, let's go. I'm not, no. Maybe I'll get a hook shot and this will be worth it, but not now.
Yeah, I think in general, when clearing the overworld locations, Leo was a little bit more thorough than Darity, which is totally understandable because Darity, at that point, you knew that you had done Aga, and you had also known that it was not necessary to do Aga, so it's reasonable to want to check just a little bit less at that point. So skipping Spike Cave, skipping Tower of Hera, skipping the first chest of Turtle Rock, both of you ended up doing that, but that was an option given where Bombos Medallion was. Ultimately, for the most part, Leo was a little bit more thorough than Darity and got rewarded with the silvers because of it. The one area that Leo did not check that Darity did was the last checks of Misery Mire. And I forget exactly where that was, but you find a heart in the first chest, you find the big key, and Leo just decided, I'm going to go for it, whereas Darity was still looking for Fire Rod and Flippers at that point.
Yeah, at that point I was kind of nervous about flippers, because I don't know about you, Leo, but I think you kind of mentioned that you went in a pod in Eastern first. Once I got the flute, I went into Mire Desert first before I did pod and finished Eastern. So at that point I was still kind of worried about the flippers, so I was like, I have to not do the cutscene, and I don't know Mire key logic well enough to know if the other item could have been in any of those other spots, not cutscene anyway. But I checked those and I was like, forget it, I'm not doing that, and I'm not going back in for it.
I'm totally with you though. Mire key logic is weird. Like, the only thing that I know for certain is like when I got the heart on the bridge and then the big key in the spike chest, I knew Vidi had to have a small key. But I figured, you know what, like, I've still got plenty to do. I got Swamp. I even have Ice Palace, which is green pendant if I need to. And, you know, her Rule of Fire. Like...
Hey!
No, don't pay me. Don't
That's
pay
what
me.
I
I
said.
follow the Rule of Fire.
That's
but
what
I'm
I
also
said.
going to crystal clear first. But, yeah, I was like, I've got plenty of places this Fire Rod can be. And also plenty of places it can't be. So I'm just... You know, let's make it play. Let's hope it works out. And it did? Question mark? The saddest thing was seeing the freaking half magic on Zora Ledge. And then I tried to do like the Samaria Splash Elite. And I'm not super comfortable with it. And I couldn't get the like... boom dash because I decided, I'm gonna do it from, you know, the edge, right? Like I'm gonna jump down and then I'll just place the block on the water or on the rocks and all that good stuff. But no, it doesn't work that way. You can't throw the boomerang the right way. Or if you can, I don't know how to do it.
You don't want to be down there, I don't think it is, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah, it's no big deal. It was like, whatever. I'm sad, but it's dead to me.
Nice counting on that Kern jump too, by the way.
Oh yeah. I don't know what it is. Once I like get that initial lineup of like the one light pixel, which thank you by the way. Like the timing of the bomb, I feel pretty comfy with. I don't know. I'm still like kind of coming down from like the, you know, race hype, I guess. Everything's fine.
But you got to tell yourself, right? Well,
Yeah.
I guess with that though, any closing statements from the runners?
Looking forward to game 4.
Yeah.
And question mark?
Have you?
Game 4 hype.
Has it been established what format and who's running game 4?
I don't think we've decided officially. I think there was some hinting from Oro that Swordless was going to be the mode, which it sounded like Oro was going to run, but I don't think anything is set in stone.
Well, we'll have to keep
I
an eye on
agree.
the schedule.
Yeah,
right?
I think we were leaning that way, but I don't know about set in stone for sure yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll just wait for the schedule then.
Yay.
Yeah, but I mean, look, we've already got 3 games done in the first 2 days of this like 2-week cycle. Like, we have time. Everything's fine.
Yeah, but it always feels good to get it all out and done out the way with though too.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. Give yourself a little bit of extra time to practice Swordless and potentially co-op Retrance.
Yup.
Good old co-op Retrance. Such a good mode. So fun. But anyway.
All right
yeah,
then. Well,
thanks, comms. John, Danny, thanks Oro for doing the restream thing, and thanks Dapper, even though I know you left. Thanks for the tracking.
yep. Thanks to everyone that showed up. Thanks to our runners here for putting the show on the grand stage for us here on the ALTTPR League's main channel. And with that, GG's. We're out. Have a nice night. Take care, everyone.